Lumpy video. Today we're gonna take a look at some battles that got submitted from me here from Kaiwei. I don't really know how to pronounce your name. Hope you're not mad at this, but yeah, we can take a look at some battles here with Cobalion. Cobalion is newly released now as a buffed version, which got never announced from Niantic whatsoever. Nobody knew it, but now we actually have a double kick on this Pokemon as well on the other two Pokemon, Virizion and also the Terrakion, and all of them benefit a lot by this. I'm really curious about Terrakion in the Master League. I hope that we're gonna get those Pokemon back soon in raids, because I kind of want to get the XL for Terrakion. And also maybe for Virizion actually, but yeah, like now you have a fast move that's actually good on them. Before you run Metal Claw on this Pokemon, which is of course not very good, and now you actually have access to Double Kick, which is going to generate a lot of energy, and having the charge moves of Sacred Sword, and I think it's Sacred Sword or something like this, and also the Stone Edge, going to make this Pokemon really viable. Well, this poor dude here got hard countered in the first battle. That I don't think he can do anything about this, to be honest. It's kind of looking tough here right now. It still definitely is a big upgrade, and I think that the Cobalion and also the other Pokemon, the Virizion, going to be now meta in the Ultra League. I think those will be very good in the Ultra League actually. So I'm really curious on how good they actually going to be and how good everything going to turn out. But yeah, here they just got hard countered. There was nothing that they can do at this point of time. For the times where I also commentate other people's battles, I'm also going to try to take a look at what they can do better and what in general went wrong, so rare, or like in general, like just some feedback, because I think it's a little bit better for people who submit their battles to get some feedback in it, and also people who are still not like Legend, like usually Legend, can learn a little bit from it. Well, here they used the Pidgeot as a safe swap, it seems like, and also the Mandibuzz in the back. I guess it does make sense. I find it a little bit awkward, to be honest, against scenarios like this here where they have a Machamp lead against them. Because, of course, now you're most likely going to be able to shield here. Yeah, that's a good decision to shield here in real line. But if you get hardwalled, then with the Pidgeot, Machamp's still going to beat your Mandibuzz. Like, Machamp against Mandibuzz, as you're going to see here, is not the craziest matchup for the Mandibuzz. So I would actually suggest you, if you want to run this team, I would actually run the Mandibuzz as a safe swap instead of the Pidgeot, and then Pidgeot in the back for the fighting types, because it just has a little bit of a better matchup, because you have Gust as a fast move that does a lot of damage. But here, for example, what I also tried to say before, the Mandibuzz matchup is sadly not very good, and you're still going to get hit here by one cross chop, so you see how much the Machamp can ruin the team. But we see a Charizard coming in, and we can see a Stone Edge hitting. Does this KO already? It does KO. Can we still win? They cannot, maybe, can they win this? Oh no, by 1 HP, that's so sad. Man, the Charizard at the end there was really cool. That's a cool thing about Virizion as well. Both of them have access to Stone Edge. Stone Edge going to be able to counter those flying types that you don't really want to face as a, especially like fighting type here, and especially in a Talonflame meta. Having a steel type with Stone Edge going to be very nice. I don't think that you ever want to not run Stone Edge. I think those also would learn Close Combat instead of Sacred Sword. Sacred Sword is a special move that you can only get from like the raids when they're available. I don't think they actually... Are they out for everything? Can they just learn it like this? I'm not sure. Like, if you know it, let me know in the comment section. I think it's Legacy, but I'm not sure. But I'm not sure. As we see a Swampert here, now they use the Mandibuzz as a safe swap. Maybe they change it here as well. Definitely better there, as they go into an Articuno now. Articuno matchup here is actually kind of sad for Articuno. Articuno just doesn't really have the punch like you see here. They still have to go for another move. They're an Ice type against the Flying type, and the Flying type here going to pressure him a lot. And they can then farm down or like do a lot of damage with the with the Cobalion later on. It's going to be amazing actually. They're going to set everything up perfectly. I hope that they're going to be able to win this, as, oh, they get sniped by the Swampert. This is not nice, but it's only a Hydrocan, so they can swap out immediately into their Pidgeot. They have a move stored onto their Cobalion. They can now tank those Hydrocans. They can tank actually 2 here. I don't know. Do you actually just want to try to farm them down at this point? They going to... they should have tried. I think you could have been able to farm down there. Like, this was kind of awkward, and I think they realized as well, as they're now, yeah, you would have been able to farm down there without the move, which would have been way better, but I think you can still win this. If this thing generates energy actually as fast as you think it does, yep, you're going to be able to still farm this thing down, farm on the Swampert and win. But there you could have just farmed down with the Pidgeot already, you could have went for a chart move and then most likely swapped out, so maybe for the next time against Machamp again, I would go into your Mandibuzz instead of the Pidgeot because they're going to swap out anyway, and then you basically have your best answer gone. Just like for like team building in general, I like the team. Like I think the team idea is pretty nice, but I think the Pidgeot might not be the better say-so, but that's just also my opinion. Could be also different. But in general, this team does make a lot of sense, as you have two Pokemon that are very good against Ghost types here, and you have also the Cobalion that doesn't really want to face fighting types, so you have two flying types in the back. So I think the team building itself is pretty nice here, but maybe I would run the Mandibuzz as a say swap. That's just my opinion. We see here the Machamp coming back in. You should not go for the Stone Edge as it's resisted. That, yeah, again, it doesn't really help you too much. Just go for Sacred Sword. Sacred Sword most likely does even more than Stone Edge because it's step and not resisted. But yeah, that's just typings. Knowing the typings is very important, as we see the Aerial Ace getting shielded. Fine there, and though they can go for another Aerial Ace. I'm pretty sure that the opponent had a move already, but I guess they just overfarmed and didn't know the counts. And this should be a good game here, I think. Oh no, don't go for Aerial Ace in this matchup. Foul Play is better than Aerial Ace. Don't go for Aerial Ace here. Foul Play does more damage than Aerial Ace. Aerial Ace is a horrible move. They have, it's literally like always neutral matchups go for the Foul Play. They're just going to, I guess, dip out of this, which is good for you. But Stone Edge is resisted against the Machamp, so don't go for this. Go for Sacred Sword, and don't go for the Aerial Ace against in a neutral matchup because Foul Play is just way stronger. If you are not sure about how much damage things going to do, just go on PE Poke before you use a team, then you're going to be able to find stuff like this out pretty easily, as we see one of the best matchups for Cobalion here in the lead. The Muk only... Why do you swap? Okay, you didn't need to swap here. The Muk only has resisted moves there. You would have been able to have a very good time against it. So, yeah, you should have most likely tried to stay in there for a little bit more. You would have been easily able to just KO this thing without a problem. As you now see, the issue is Granbull here. You have to go into your Cobalion. You have to shield here because they have close combat. I think you can farm them down now, though. You don't have to throw here. I'm just honest with like the things that you can do. You don't have to shoot anything here. They only have Dark Pulse, and this doesn't do a lot of damage. You're pretty bulky with Cobalion. It has a lot of bulk. It has a very good typing. And you can just go for Sacred Sword, and you can go for another one. You're going to be able to KO this if they let this move go through. I expect that they have another Charm user in the back, but no, they have an Obstacle in the back, which is actually pretty decent. The swap here was fine. The swap here was totally okay. And here in this matchup of... Oh, this is awkward. This is now awkward. The Obstruct makes it all a little bit weirder, to be honest. And makes it maybe even a loss now. I guess staying in then would have been a little bit better as well, but of course you didn't know that they have Obstruct. Obstruct is very rarely seen usually. But yeah, here in this matchup, of course, Aerial Ace is better because it's neutral while the Foul Play is resisted. But in neutral matchups, please always go for Foul Play. It's just way better. It does like, I think, 15 more damage or something. So it's definitely way better. You swap out now into the Cobalion, which is going to do some nice damage. You're going to let this move go through, which is smart because they can only have Night Slash now because nobody runs Cross Chop plus Obstruct. Good decision to let this move go through, and they actually let this move go through as well. I think, yeah, they were already done, I think. I don't think they would have been able to win this anyway. So good game there. We see a Scissor in the lead. You're fine here as well. You're going to be able to resist every single move of Scissor, like literally everyone. You see how good the typing can be from fighting and steel. You usually know this only from Lucario, but Lucario is super squishy, while this thing is pretty bulky. Fast move timing could be a little bit better as well. Here you have a 3-turn move against a 2-turn move, so you always want to throw either at like an uneven numbers of your own move. So 1, 3, 5, 7, I think, and so on. Because I think then it's always only 1 turn that you give them. Here you see Giratina coming in, which is good that you swapped out there, and now you have also the answer for the flying type in there, which is good. If you know already that you have one Pokemon gone from the opponent's team, swapping like this into the Pidgeot does make a lot of sense as well, because you know that the Mandibuzz already hardwalled the final Pokemon of the opponent, and you know that you're going to be able to get a shield here and also going to be able to get some debuffs on this Pokemon, so that's totally fine. Here, Brave Bird would have been definitely the better decision, also just in general. If either you get the shield and you can align your Cobalion afterwards, or you KO this thing, so like either way it would have been a little bit better than the situation here. But it doesn't really matter, because you're going to hardwall this Giratina on the back anyway, and this is going to be a good game. Stone Edge comes through, still does a lot of damage actually, which is nice, and they decide to surrender here. Good game there. Also, we see the next opponent. We see Cobalion against Crafty. Kinda awkward, you can swap out immediately. You could go for one charge move because both of you do super effective damage, and maybe wait until they go for one power punch and then swap, because then you waste some of their energy and their boost doesn't do anything, but it's fine like this as well. I think this is maybe even the better decision, as they go into a Giratina against your Pidgeot, which is hilarious because of course they have the double resisted. Oh, he lagged there a little bit, I guess. Double resisted fast move of the Shadow Claw. You should go for Brave Bird here. I hope this is a Brave Bird. Everything lags here. It's a Feather Dance. Okay, you get the shield still, which is fine. But I guess you have some issues here with your phone, which is okay. I guess you can go for a Brave Bird now. You can still survive it though. He's double debuffed. You do. And again, you should have went for Brave Bird. Sometimes a little bit more aggressive maybe, and go for more Brave Birds. You can just go into your Cobalion now and you can farm this thing all the way down, which is very nice for you because you get a lot of energy, which the Scrafty really doesn't appreciate. And you get so much energy that you have basically two moves already. They can go for one Power Punch. Power Punch is a horrible move for this kind of scenario because you still have a good answer in the back. You can go for your own charge moves and you're going to be able to get at least some damage on them. Now you can swap after this one and you should be pretty fine here, and they swap out as well. Good play there. And we see a Venusaur. This is going to be a good game. There's nothing that the opponent can do here anymore, as they can go for one Aerial Ace, and 3 Aerial Ace going to be enough, which is kinda insane because Aerial Ace is just a horrible move. Like, it's literally so bad. If there was any other half decent-ish flying type move on Mandibus, it wouldn't, like, Aerial Ace would be trashed immediately. It's literally they're just there because of coverage, and otherwise it would learn, I think, the Dark Pulse and the Shadow Ball. Problem with Shadow Ball is A, it's not stab, and B, basically Dark and Ghost have the same typings that they hit. Ghost is a little bit better because it's a little bit more neutral against stuff, for example fighting types, but Ghost and Dark are very, very similar types in terms of offensive coverage. Of course not defensively, but offensive coverage is very, very similar. So kinda Mandibus lacks the final move. Maybe we someday get a C-Day for Mandibus with Sky Attack and everybody gonna hate it because it's just going to be way too broken. But that's a different story, as we see a Warring coming in here, and they can go for one Earthquake. It's debuffed, so I guess it's fine. Very good. No shield there on the bait. You can still take one, as you saw prior, but they go for the Earthquake now. Perfect shield here. Very nice reading your opponent there. This should only be an Icicle Spear at this point of time. And you can get to 100 energy here already, which is amazing. We see here now the opponent going into the S-Calf. You can go for 2 moves here. It's totally fine to go for the Sacred Sword. Both of them are neutral here. I guess Sacred Sword is a little bit better. And yo, this does like half of the health. That's insane. I didn't expect this one. I haven't seen Cobalion in Go Battle League for ages, so I didn't know how much the Sacred Sword still does. But I guess it's a very decent move. As you're going to take this move there. Ah, no. Here, Aerial Ace is, by the way, better because Dark is resisted by fairies. Flying isn't. But I guess they also realized it here right now, so I don't really want to be too mean there. This is going to be a tough one. What you have to do here is you die. There's nothing that you can do here. What you needed to do here would be to get to 100 energy, have a Sacred Sword and a Stone Edge loaded, but you cannot. Like, it's just impossible basically at this kind of point, as there is not a lot that they can do there, and it's going to be a good game. And going now into the final battle, we have Cobalion against Lycanroc. That's kind of interesting, as they have a counter as a fast move, so they're going to swap out here onto the Psychic Fangs. Kind of awkward that they have flying types in the back, because, oh, they're going to still swap out there. This is a weird one. This isn't an Articuno coming in. They kind of have to shield this one if they want to stay alive, and they want to stay alive. So good bait there. they can have Hurricane here. The best thing that you could do here is mostly go into Cobalion and try to farm up extra, because then you have a Sacred Sword loaded for the incoming, and that's very nice that they go for the debuffing move. I think it doesn't KO and you can farm down most likely. But then you have a move, yeah, exactly. And then you have a move stored for the Lycan Rock, which comes in afterwards, and you should be pretty fine. They go for Hurricane, which is now still double debuffed, and you have 2 Sacred Swords loaded. I hope that they go into their rock type. No, but they don't. And yeah, this happens to me sometimes as well. It's sometimes just like you don't really want to get too many counters on you, and this is kind of what happens from this. But this game is still not over though. The Trevenant gets hardwalled by the Manibus, and you have a shield advantage here. They go for the foul play here, which of course is the right move, as Aerial Ace is resisted. We're gonna get a shield there, and I think that's still going to be a pretty okay-ish matchup. You just have to shield now. Just shield everything. Doesn't matter what they comes to you. Just shield everything. You can swap out later on if it's like debuffing Psychic Fangs. This is definitely a Psychic Fang, by the way. This is not a Stone Edge. Yeah, you didn't have to shield this one, but it's fine. And you swap out here already. This play I really like, because now you stored some energy, and now this game is basically over already, as the Manibus can get to 2 moves here, I think. And I don't think 2 Shadow Balls are even enough here, because Manibus is a super bulky boy. Yes, that's going to be it for the video. Thanks for submitting the battles again. If you want to submit some battles, I'm definitely going to showcase more battles from other people together with my battles. Like, my battles will not be less now on my channel in the future. So thanks for watching. See you next video. Have a great rest of your day, and see you later on for the season begin. I'm going to showcase most likely Hitmonlee there.